When the whole liberal crowd, particularly the power lesbians and other little victims in the protected groups, get ridiculed, they always come back to two things. We were joking. Well, we were joking. Or three things. Or, well, you not accepting means that everybody's going to die. Or the victim. Yeah, I've had enough of Megan Rapinoe. I don't know why I can't look at her. And I guarantee you, I don't give a damn what anybody says. This thing with Sue Bird ain't lasting. I contend Sue Bird first isn't a lesbian. I think she's just trying it out. My wife educates me all the time on what's real and what's not. And if the media had any sack, they would dive into college sports programs all across the country and expose the god-awfulness of the lesbian community to straight little girls that enter college sports program, and the same thing in the WNBA. But I digress. So Patino yesterday, or Rapinoe, or whatever the hell her name is, she mocks Christians, and she might have been doing it in a joking manner. But you know what? She has lost the right to do anything in a joking manner. You know what I'm saying? She has lost the right. She has no right. She's been angry. She's been bitter. She's been mean. She's been nasty. She's been dismissive. She's been, by all accounts, the power lesbian. Because the power lesbian always has this. The power lesbian always has, at the end of the day, I'm a victim. By you mocking me, you're putting lives at stake. The hate that comes out. Oh, shut up. Everybody tiptoes around. I was watching church the other day, and the preacher, not Aaron Brockett, my guy, the other guy, he's like, well, you know, I was mentoring marriage couples, and some of them were LGBT. And you know what? It was amazing in the LGBTQ community. I know the hurt. I know the not understanding. And I'm sitting there, and I look at my wife, and I go, wait a second. It's the same thing in the heterosexual world. Marriage couples. You got hurt. You got lack of understanding. You got miscommunication. But somehow, some way, we're all supposed to tiptoe around. I know the hurt of the LGBT couple. What? 50% of couples heterosexual end up in divorce. What? They don't have the same thing, but we got to make amends. And we always got to tiptoe. I ain't tiptoeing around Megan Rapinoe. Megan Rapinoe, my ass. You're a god-awful, self-involved, self-righteous, horrific human being. And I got to tell you, there is no chance that Sue Bird is staying with that. I don't know their relationship. I don't even know what the hell a Sue Bird is. I know that she's had the greatest basketball career in the history of the world, according to power lesbians. I don't even care. But I'm telling you, that woman, she's just angry. And she going to get to my age, and she going to do what most of the angry ones do, both heterosexual and lesbian world. If you're angry when you're that age, you're going to be angry and lonely and walking your 7 dogs when you get to be my age. I've seen it for a lifetime. If you ain't happy being a national hero on the number 1 team in the world when you're in your 20s, early 30s, you think you're going to be happy when you're in your 60s? When you're in your 50s and nobody gives a rat's ass about you, and the only thing you got is a pooper scooper, a bag, and memories of how you used to scissor Sue Bird, who is now off having 3 kids, a white picket fence, living in the suburbs of Westchester, New York. Are you crazy? I mean, look, I'm no soothsayer. I'm no fortune teller, but I do live with a wife who has been in the softball world, who has seen the nastiness of these people, who understands it better than anybody. And we were scared to death, always. I was, maybe Lee wasn't. She had more faith in her daughter, my stepdaughter. But when she went to Harvard, I'm like, yeah, they ain't getting her. And turns out, one of my favorite human beings is one of Tegan's best friends, and she's a lesbian. I love the lesbian community. I do. I just don't like that one. I just don't like the angry one. I just don't like the victim one. I just don't like the one that uses her platform to mock others when she is just an angry poss. And we're all supposed to genuflect to her because, well, she could kick a ball in a goal. Now think about that. Just think about that for 1 second. She can kick a ball in a goal, so we're all supposed to genuflect to scissors here. Nancy's scissor legs. Okay, great. That's what we're supposed to do. So her latest is she's now mocking Christians. Of course, she's saying, well, I was just kidding. Well, I was just kidding. Well, God, no. There's a special place in hell for people that were celebrating her Achilles. I don't think she's wrong about that. She's probably not wrong about that. If you are celebrating anybody's injury, you are a jackass. And there's a ton of jackasses in this country. There is more jackasses than I ever imagined. And I learned this because of social media. I did not know the level of jackass was so high. I did not know the level of jackass was way up here, and there were so many. I thought the level of jackassery was just the one or two clowns that I met in the store that would say, "Hey, Dakich, boiler up." I thought that. But no, there are more. Having people low-key see, all of these little women here, like that Mina Kimes, there's like a little group. They have all of the little sayings. I mean, like having people low-key. That's like one of your all's little sayings. Celebrate. I'm like, wow, you guys are in a special place in hell if you're celebrating this. See, here's the thing. Why are you worried about it? You're one of the biggest stars in the world. You got the media scared to death, other than us here, me here at OutKick, scared to death to even say anything about you. You're the power lesbian, and you're worried and you must mock? Well, she talks to Pablo Torre, who is like, okay, there's a whole little group. I'm not a religious person or anything, and if there was a God, well, this is proof there isn't. Why? That's what she said. You know why? Because she tore her Achilles. Because God really cares about this person's Achilles. Maybe there's a God because it's putting her sorry ass to the test. Maybe it shows there a God because God's saying, all right, there's something else for you, you idiot. But self-involved, smug douchebags don't look at it that way. No, they look at it like I, me, I. I'm hurt. There must not be a God because I got hurt. Oh, okay. Someone needs to check on the Christians. They're not okay. Really? She gets to decide that because she wears her hair purple, scissors a hot basketball player, and kicks a ball into a net. All right. Good for you, baby. Good for you. And we all sit there and are scared of this. What are we afraid of? Like, what are we so afraid of? Like, let's say that tomorrow, Out Magazine comes out with an article on this speech. I read it. I go, okay. Sorry you feel that way. And you move along. The Indy Star could come out. Dakich is homophobic. No, I'm not. No. Not even a little bit, but they could. And I'd go, okay. Good for them. She lives in a world where her words have actual meaning, have actual consequence. It's written here. She sat in front of a mic. This is a really good article at OutKick. She sat in front of a mic and told the world God doesn't exist. Well, I would argue that her words have no meaning. I would argue that the only meaning her words have is, wait for it, nothing. Zero. So why are you talking about it? I've just had enough. I've just had enough of everybody dancing around the power lesbians like this woman. She can go around criticizing anybody she wants. She can go around criticizing Christians. She can go around criticizing anybody that comes at her. She can go at anybody. She can act like an entitled jackass, left or right. But nobody's allowed to come at her because, well, if you do, then you are putting the entire LGBTQ in danger. No, I'm not. I'm treating you as an equal. Because I'll get after Travis Kelce here in a minute, too. And that's what you should want. Now, some little douchebag like Pablo Torre, I don't even know who that is, or the one Izzy, or the guy that wears white hair, I don't even know who that is. They can all have their little group, good. But we can all criticize them, and I ain't afraid to. So, Megan Rapinoe, don't do it. Don't be 50, 60, and be like every other angry lesbian, angry heterosexual that gets divorced because you're angry in your 20s and 30s. And you're walking a dog with a big bag, and you're telling everybody how cute your fur babies are, and then you go home and you contemplate whether taking that entire bottle of sleeping pills. Don't do it. Like the song says, don't worry, be happy. In fact, the Bible tells you Don't worry. I got this. Dive in there, Megan, you sorry, before Sue wakes up and leaves you.